Hello everyone, welcome to TechBook. Today we'll see some of the key concepts of grade 9 computer applications. So let's not waste the time. Grab a notebook and let's start the video. Here we have the important questions for computer applications. First we'll start with the multiple choice questions. First one, which of the following loops execute at least once? So the answer is do while, because it is the exit control loop. It will execute at least for one time. Next, which of the following is not jump statement in Java? Return is a jump statement, break, continue. So these are all the jump statements, but the word jump is not there in Java. Next, how many times will the following code prints hello? Let's see the code first. Int I is equal to 1, I less than or equal to 5, I plus plus. First I is equal to 1, I less than or equal to 5. So it is 1 less than or equal to 5, it is true. It prints the hello one time. Next I increments, I became 2, I is equal to 2, and now 2 less than or equal to 5, it is false, which means it will not enter into the loop. And next, if the I increments also, it will not print this statement. So the answer is 1. Next, what will be the output of the following code? So here sum is equal to 0, int I is equal to 1, I less than or equal to 5, I plus plus. So sum is equal to I, and we are going to print the sum. So let us analyze the code now. I is equal to 1, and here I less than or equal to 5. Yes, it is 1 less than or equal to 5. Next, sum is equal to I. Now what is the value of sum? So sum is equal to I. Now the value of I is 1. Next, I increments. So now I became 2. Next, it check the condition. 2 less than or equal to 5. It is true. And now sum is equal to I. That is, sum is equal to 2. Next, I increments. I is equal to 3. So 3 less than or equal to 5. And now again, sum is equal to I. That is, sum is equal to 3. In the same way, I is equal to 4. 4 less than or equal to 5. So again, sum is equal to 4. Next, I increments. I is equal to 5. 5 less than or equal to 5. It is true. Sum is equal to 5. Okay, now the value of sum is 5. Again, I increments. So I is equal to 6. So 6 less than or equal to 5. It is false. So the value of sum is now 5. It terminates the loop and prints the sum value, that is 5. And the answer is 5. Next, the question may be asked like this also. They may give the condition to check and ask which of the following statement is true. So here A is greater than B and A is greater than C. So you observe now A is greater than B also and A is greater than C also. Let us see the options now. A is the largest number, B is largest number. No, B cannot be the largest number. C is the largest number. No, because here A is greater than C. So this also doesn't suit. B is the smallest number. B is the smallest number. We cannot tell this also because B or C may be the smallest. So the correct answer is A is the largest number. Next, consider the following code snippet. So we'll see this. Which of the following statement is correct? Again, we have to analyze the code and we have to tell which of the statement is correct. So we'll see the code snippet now. Int val is equal to 2, switch val, and here we have the case. So val is 2, which means case 2 will be executed. So the case 2 is system.out.println case 2. It prints this particular statement. So the correct answer is case 2 will be executed. Next, some of the important and direct question. Let us see now. Which of the following is mandatory in switch statement? The answer is case. Because all this break, continue and default, they may have or it may be not there, no problem. But case should be there. Next, give the output of mat.sqrt of x when x is 9.0. This is important question. When x is equal to 9.0, so the square root of 9.0 is 3.0. You should not neglect this 0.0. So the answer is option 2, 3.0. It is not 3 or it is not 3.00. Next, give the output of math.ceil of 46.6. So here ceil function means, here the ceil function means the number will be rounded off to the next integer number. That is, here 46.6 is given, so which will be rounded off to the next integer number, that is 47.0. Again, you should not neglect this 0.0. So the correct answer is option 3, that is 47.0. Mathematical expressions in Java, it is very important. You can check my video. I'll put the video link in the description. Next, the question from computer ethics. So it is also very important and it is theory based questions. It is very easy to answer it. So the term IPR stands for intellectual property rights. Next, IPR applies to trademark, patents, copyrights, and all of the above. So the correct answer is all of the above, because all of these are with the intellectual property rights. Next, which of the following is not a form of software piracy? The correct answer is encrypting, because encrypting is not a form of software piracy, which means it is encrypting the data. Next, the right to decide how much personal information you want to communicate with others is known as piracy. Piracy is the right to control what happens with your personal information. Next, dash involves an attack coupled with a demand for money to stop further attacks. The answer is cyber extortion. This is a simple and direct question, but it is very important. Next, we'll look after few of the important questions that may be asked. So what are the essential part of looping control structure? The essential part of looping structure are as follows. First, it is the initialization, and next test condition, and it is update. I'll just explain with an example. You can go through these statements later. So initialization is, you will initialize the variable, that is I is equal to 0 or I is equal to 1. So in the beginning, you will initialize the variable. And next, the test condition. So you will give a condition, like for example, I is less than or equal to 10. So here one condition you will give to run the loop. So that is the test condition. Next, update. So after this, you will update it like I plus plus, or also in some of the loops you can give it as I minus minus according to our program. So this is the update. Next, how are these statements different from each other? One is break and one is continue. So the break statement terminates the current loop or the switch statement. Next, the continue statement tells the computer to skip the rest of the current iteration of the loop. So here it will terminate the loop and it will skip the loop. So there is a difference between both of them. And next, the execution then continues from the statement immediately following the current loop or switch statement. However, instead of jumping out of the loop completely, like break statement, it jump back to the beginning of the loops and continue with the next iteration. So it will continue from the beginning of the loop, and here break means it will come out of the loop. So it is a simple differentiation what you can keep it in mind. Next, identify all the errors in the following repetitive statement. Let us see what may be the error here. So for int I is equal to 5, I greater than 0, I plus plus. I is equal to 5 and 5 is greater than 0. Yes, it is true. Next I plus plus. So it prints the Java one time. And next again I increments. So I became 6 and 6 greater than 0, and again Java prints. So what happens here? Whenever the I increments, the value of I also increment, and however the value of I will be always greater than 0. So the test expression I is greater than 0 will always remain true. Hence the for loop will become an infinite loop and keep on iterating. So which means it will be always printing the same thing. Next, identify all the errors in the repetitive statement. See, this is one of the important questions that they may ask. Here you observe x is equal to y. So again you are going to check the same condition here also, which means the value of x is not changing, neither the value of y is not changing. So again what happens, this also will enter into the infinite loop. Next, convert the following loop statement into corresponding while loop and do while loop. So it is one of the important question. They will ask you to convert the loops. For example, from for loop to while loop, or from while loop to do while loop, or from while loop to for loop. Anyhow, this is important question. We'll try to answer this once if you understand how to solve it. So whatever the question may be, it is very easy to answer it. As I told, so there will be the initialization part and also the condition part and update statement. So these three are very important, and also here we have the statement which has to be executed when we enter into the loop. Only these four are very important. So we'll try to write it using the while loop. In the first line, int sum is equal to 0. So this is written outside the while loop. Int sum is equal to 0. And next, initialization should be done outside the loop again. So it is also int I is equal to 0. Next, we will use the while loop, while, and inside while loop first we should give the condition. The condition here is I less than or equal to 100. After this we should execute the statement, that is sum is equal to sum plus I. After the execution of the statement, we should update the statement, that is I plus plus. So this is a very simple to convert the loops. So once you understand the concept, in the same way we will write it for do while loop also. So here also same thing, initialization should be done outside the loop, that is int sum is equal to 0, and next it is int I is equal to 0. So after this we should write do while. So first it is do. What we should do here, we should execute this statement first, that is sum is equal to sum plus I, and afterwards we should update the I value, that is I plus plus, and afterwards we should check the condition. The condition here is while I is greater than or equal to 100. So this condition we are going to check it in the last, because this is the exit controlled loop. I hope this question is clear now. Next, how many times are the following loop bodies repeated? What is the final output in each case? So observe here, y is equal to 1, and while y less than or equal to 10, so that is 1 less than or equal to 10, it is true, it enter into the loop. If y mod 2 is equal to 0, so y mod 2 is not equal to 0, which means 1 mod 2 is not equal to 0, it will not enter into this statement. Hence y plus plus is not executed, which means the value of y is not at all updated. Always the y value is equal to 1 itself, and again it checks the same condition, that is 1 less than 10, and again 1 mod 2 is not equal to 0. It will not enter into this particular statement itself, thus it will go into the infinite loop again. So there will be no output. You can go to the explanation later once. Rewrite the following if statement using switch statement. It is also one of the very important question that may be asked. So it is simple to answer. Observe here, we have a choice here. So if choice equal to 0, what we should print? We should print blue. If choice equal to 1, we should print cyan. So in the same way, what you can do in switch statement, you can consider all this as case. So case is equal to 0. If case is equal to 0, what you will print? You will print this one. Case is equal to 1. What are you going to print? You will print this particular statement. So you should just analyze how the code works, and it is very easy to answer. And in the default case, what you will put? You will put this last else part, that is invalid choice. In the default, you will be putting the system.out.println invalid choice. I will show the complete code now. You can just analyze that. Observe here. So switch choice. So in choice, if it is 1, we are going to print blue, and choice 2, we are going to print cyan. In the same way, where we used there choice is equal to 1. So instead of that, what we made? We gave it as a cases, that is case 1, case 2, and we are going to print the same statements, and also we should add the break here. And in the default, as I told, we will be using the invalid choice. Next, write the following switch statement by using nested if statement. So they have given it in the switch statement. We should convert it to the nested if. Let us see now. Here choice case 0, and if it is case 1, which means if choice is 0 or 1, we are going to execute this statement. And if next, write the following switch statement by using nested if statement. So they have given in the switch statement, and we should convert it to the nested if statement. Let us see the code now. Switch choice, here we have given case 0 of case 1. So here, if it is case 0 or case 1, it will execute this one. Else, you will check this statement. Else, you will check this statement, and also we have the one more default statement. So it is very simple. If choice is equal to 0 or 1, you are going to execute this statement. Else, you are going to check it here. If it is choice is equal to 2, you are going to execute this statement, and next it is else, you are going to execute this statement. It is very simple. I will show the complete code here. If choice is equal to 0 or choice is equal to 1, you are printing x is equal to 11, y is equal to 22. And else, if choice is equal to 2, we are going to execute this statement, and else y is equal to 55. So it is very simple. You should just go through the switch statement there and also the cases. Then it is very easy to convert it to the if statement. Next, write the following as Java expression. So as I told, this is a very important question. They may ask. As I told, it is very important question, mathematical expressions. So it is there in the description. You can please check it out. And how to write this expression? That is, this is absolute. So we have math function math.abs of x cube. That is math dot power of x comma 3, which means it is x power 3 minus math dot power of y comma 2. Here y comma 2, it is y power 2 minus 2 into x into y. So it is very simple. You should understand the expression and write it in the mathematical way. Next, write the program to generate random numbers in range 10 to 20. This is also very important question. Observe this. So first, we need to declare the min is equal to 10 and max is equal to 20. So we should define the range first. So here we have the range max minus min plus 1. In our case, it is 20 minus 10 plus 1. So 20 minus 10 is 11. So the range is 11. Next, int num is equal to, you are going to cast this whole number because you know that math.random will give you the random numbers, that is the decimal numbers, not the integers. So we are going to convert it back to the int. So here range into random number plus min will give you the proper numbers, that is from 10 to 20. So this decimal integer what we will get, we will convert it back to integer and store it to the variable num, and we will print the num variable, that is in the system.out.println random number in the range 10 to 20 plus num. Next, here are a few important questions in the computer ethics. It is very easy. Explain what are computer ethics. Computer ethics involves the code of conduct to use information technology in a responsible way. It fulfills the requirement of an individual user without manipulating or destroying the data of any other user. Therefore, all computer users must follow computer ethics. Next, describe various types of cyber crimes prevalent these days. So here is the answer. You can just go through this. We have 6 different cyber crimes and their explanation. Next, what etiquettes do you need to follow when using a social networking site like Twitter? So you can write a general answer, but try to use these points itself. Avoid using inflammatory or offensive language, and as you know, you should respect others' opinion also, and avoid sarcasm. You should not sarcasm other persons. And next, do not spam and do not use the automated scripts or bots. Avoid overuse of hashtags. Respect privacy. Respect everyone's cultures and diversity, and never write an entire message in the capital letters. So these are some of the etiquettes that has to be followed when using the Twitter. Next, why should we control software piracy? So the answer is, it is unethical. It costs government, businesses or individual lot of money. It increases the chances of cyber security attacks. It makes the business less productive, which means the piracy means using it without buying the software. So if you do not buy the software, how the company will run or how the government will run? So it is an unethical practice, and it also makes the business less productive. So these are some of the important questions. Not only this, we have one more important question, that is the Java pattern printing. So regarding pattern printing, I have a different video. You can check in my description. I will drop the link below. And next, the mathematical expression, again this also I will drop it in the description. You can check that video once. If you have any doubts, comment down below. Until then, keep coding, keep learning. Thank you.